Hey guys, this is I'm talking behind the lyrics of my new song, "This Poison." So it was based on the Shakespeare, or inspired by the Shakespeare play, "The Tempest." It's a really, really interesting play. Apparently, it was one of the last plays that Shakespeare wrote. Just briefly, the plot. There's so much going on in the plot. But the thing that I focus on is there's one of the main characters, his name's Prospero. He's kind of like a king or he's called the Duke of Milan. And he's a pretty powerful guy. He was also a wizard. Think Dumbledore. Maybe you don't think Dumbledore. When you see this, how the story progresses, he was quite a powerful wizard too. But nevertheless, he let his brother run the city for him. And his brother ended up sort of stealing the throne from him, and sort of while the coup d'etat was happening, others sort of let him escape the city quickly. So it's kind of like a Game of Thrones almost kind of thing. And so he was banished to this island. I forget what the island was called. And long story short, time passes, and his brother, who stole the throne from him, was sailing nearby to the island, and Prospero was able to create a storm and basically shipwreck his brother's ship, such that they wash up on the island. And the story progresses. There's various plots interweaving, but Prospero has the opportunity to basically take revenge on his brother if he likes. But he decides at the end of the story to basically forgive him. But what's interesting is there's somewhere in the text where basically his brother has no conscience. He doesn't feel like what he's done is bad. If I read the story correctly, he's like, forgiveness for what? For what? So I was that was the jumping off point for me when I wrote the lyrics for the song. I suppose the song that I wrote applies more to a relationship, but that was sort of the perspective that I was coming from, someone who is forgiving. But we'll get to it. So the first verse is, you took the best of me, oh I gave it freely. I was blind when your heart turned, was it ever mine? And I suppose it's that thing of when you're loving someone and you finally let your guard down, you really are vulnerable. And if someone is playing you and they've done a really good job, or maybe you're vulnerable, how can you tell if when somebody else's heart is turned? So that's talking to that. And then the pre-chorus. I don't want you back, I don't want revenge, I want to know you're sorry, that this means something. And I suppose that's the crux of the song, the real challenging thing of, someone's done something bad to you and you can forgive them, but if they don't even think they've done something wrong, that sucks. And it's like to just sort of let it go, even though they don't even think they've done something wrong, to sort of forgive them and still move on. This song is just talking about it would be awesome if they could actually acknowledge, I did a bad thing. The second verse, now the tables have turned, I can give you pain, make your life a misery, and you wouldn't even know from where it came. I suppose it talks about how life changes, the head becomes the tail becomes the head. I almost imagine maybe it's, there's many classic tales of the beggar becomes the rich man, and the person who mistreats the rich man who mistreated the beggar now suddenly needs the beggar who's the rich man. And you can cast that in a relationship somehow. But it's just from that perspective. And just someone choosing to not take revenge. And then the chorus, got to get this poison out of my soul. Thought my heart was clean and easy. Then you showed up at my door. It's funny how we can think that something's over whatever it might be, with jobs that it's done, it's gone, and then just something happens, and it's like it just all comes flooding back. You're like, what is this? And that's what it's speaking about. It's like you thought you moved on, and then it's just back at you. And also when I talked about got to get this poison out of my soul, it's just talking to bitterness and holding a grudge. I've heard people talk about it. It literally is like you're drinking poison and hoping somebody else is gonna die by holding a grudge. It's just so unhealthy. Even if they don't think they've done anything wrong. And then the second part of the chorus, oh, I wish forgiveness meant something to you, but I've got to do what I got to do. I forgive you, for me, not for you. And that just carries on all the themes that I've spoken about already. So that's the story behind the lyrics to my new song, This Poison. I hope you like it. Consider subscribing if you haven't. Comment and like and all that stuff. And yeah, more new songs to come. Hope you're having a great day wherever you are. Cheers.